Archangel Michael brings an urgent warning about someone close to you who may not be honest. Open this immediately before it's too late. The moment you were guided here was not accidental. The words in the title called you with intensity because the message behind them carries divine weight. This is not just a video. It is a heavenly interception. You didn't click, you were called. And now you stand at the edge of revelation because something hidden in your atmosphere is about to be pulled into the light. Someone near you, someone you trusted, someone who blends into your daily life, has been operating in shadows. But heaven does not let deception lie forever. The veil is thinning, and this message is your first clear sign. You have been spiritually intercepted because your spirit is ready to hear what your heart has suspected. Your dreams, your intuition, your sudden fatigue, none of it was random. You are not paranoid. You are not overreacting. You are sensitive to energies because your soul is alert. Archangel Michael has been circling your life, standing at your gates with sword drawn, waiting for the right moment to whisper the truth behind the falsehood. That moment is now. You may not even know exactly who this person is yet, but your spirit does. This warning comes with precision. You are about to gain clarity, and you are about to reclaim your energetic power. There is a reason the truth is rising right now, and why you're being told before it's too late. You are not being left in the dark. You are being positioned for divine light. Type 144 in the comments to seal your spiritual protection as this message begins. The Archangel's sword is drawn. Let truth reign. You're not imagining this. That feeling that something isn't quite right, that sensation that someone near you is wearing a face that doesn't match their energy, it is real. That stirring in your spirit, that subtle alertness rising in the back of your mind, was not fear. It was me. I am Archangel Michael, warrior of the Most High, protector of divine truth, and I have been dispatched to your life at this exact moment to deliver what has been hidden in plain sight. You were not scrolling aimlessly, you were summoned. This is your divine interruption. You were pulled here because time is short and truth is urgent. A prophetic window has opened, and within that window, something must be revealed. You may feel tension in your chest. You may feel your pulse shift as you hear these words. That is not anxiety. That is recognition. Your spirit remembers what your mind has tried to forget, the strange silence in certain moments, the way someone's support seemed to disappear when you needed it most, the way your light seemed to dim around a particular energy. You noticed. You questioned. But you never fully understood. That's because what you were sensing was cloaked. Until now. There is someone close to you whose intentions have not been pure. Someone who claims to care, but silently fears your growth. Someone who appears supportive but has planted subtle seeds of doubt. Someone who has operated behind the scenes, not always with words, but with energetic sabotage. This person may not even be fully aware of how dark their motives have become, but heaven sees beyond the surface. Heaven hears what is spoken in rooms you are not in. And now, heaven speaks to you. Do not take this message lightly. You are receiving a divine intersection. This is not gossip. This is not suspicion. This is divine intelligence. You were protected from worse outcomes because heaven delayed your movements. Your angels redirected your steps. There were days you thought you failed, but you were being shielded from what would have drained you entirely. Now, the time for silence is over. This message is not to cause fear, but to prepare you with strength. The spiritual countdown has begun. In the next few days, and for some, even the next few hours, the veil will begin to lift. A word will be spoken out of place. A truth will be accidentally revealed. A dream will arrive. You will feel a shift, and you will know. This is what the warning was about. Stay alert. You were not left alone in this. I, Archangel Michael, have walked the perimeter of your life, waiting for this exact hour. I have warred in the unseen realm on your behalf. And now, I stand beside you with my sword pointed toward the energy that has tried to deceive you. You are not being called to fight this. You are being called to see it. You are being positioned not for confrontation but for revelation. This is your sacred warning, not to panic, but to prepare. Not to accuse, but to observe. The truth will reveal itself because heaven always completes what it begins. What is hidden must be brought into the light. And when it does, you will not be confused. You will be confirmed. This is not paranoia. This is prophecy. The sacred realm has heard your unspoken prayers, your midnight tears, your quiet moments of frustration where you felt something was blocking your blessings. Your cries have not been in vain. This moment is heaven's response, and I have come to escort you into clarity, into peace, into power. This is your divine interruption, not a coincidence, but a calling. You have been chosen to see what others are still blind to. You are awake now. Stay awake. Stay aware. Stay aligned. Type 777 in the comments if your spirit is aligned with this awakening. Let this sacred number declare that truth walks with you now. You are not alone. You are being shown. There is a presence around you that has not been fully honest. A soul that once walked beside you with smiles and sweet intentions, yet underneath that softness, there hath been resistance. Resistance to your growth. Resistance to your voice. Resistance to your divine becoming. And while you looked into their eyes with love, while you leaned in with trust, their spirit was quietly calculating how to keep you tethered to a lower vibration. I am here to tell you, this wasn't confusion. It was calculation. There are those who do not celebrate you because they cannot control you. Their affection was never unconditional, it was transactional. So long as you stayed small, silent, or dependent, they called you family, friend, beloved. But when your light began to rise, when your inner authority began to speak, they subtly pulled away. They minimized your dreams, questioned your decisions, and disguised it as concern. But concern does not diminish. Love does not restrict. What you were feeling was the pressure of energetic interference, not care, but control. Not support, but sabotage. And yes, I know it hurt. You questioned your own intuition. You blamed yourself for being too sensitive, for overthinking. But your sensitivity was your strength. Your soul was warning you long before this message ever reached you. The tightness in your chest, that hesitation in your spirit, those dreams that left you unsettled, they were sacred messages from the divine. You were not being paranoid. You were being prepared. Because now, the mask is slipping. This presence, whether it be a friend, a partner, a co-worker, or even a family member, operates with duality. In public, they smile at you. In private, they project onto you. And you felt it. You felt the emotional weight after speaking with them. You felt the sudden doubt after sharing your wins. You've walked away from conversations feeling smaller, not stronger. And that is the sign. Someone has been draining you spiritually under the guise of closeness. You not carry shame for not seeing it sooner. The reason it took this long to come into full view is because the interference was subtle, spiritual, and rooted in old emotional cords. But I tell you now, the interference is weakening. Their energetic hold is being severed. Why? Because your soul contact with their manipulation is expiring. The divine has had enough. And so have you. Jealousy is a quiet thief. It doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers compliments that don't land right. Sometimes it claps for you but walks away angry. Sometimes it listens to your pain but uses it as ammunition later. That's what this spirit has done. They've watched you, measured you, and decided that your shine was a threat. But I declare this now. Your shine is sacred. Your light is not up for negotiation. And no weapon formed against it, whether spiritual or emotional, shall prosper. I need you to understand that what's happening is not personal failure. This is divine exposure. Heaven is not punishing you. Heaven is promoting you. And part of promotion is purification. Some people cannot go where you're going because they were only assigned to the version of you that didn't know their own worth. That version is gone. What remains is power, discernment, and the divine right to protect your peace. So, listen to me now. You do not need to call them out. You do not need to make a scene. All you need to do is listen to your inner knowing and trust what has been shown. The energy around them will begin to speak louder than their words, and you will know, not just with your mind, but with your entire body, who this message was about. It is rising now. The hidden is becoming visible. The masked energy is breaking apart. You are not crazy. You are being cleared. Type 999 in the comments if you're ready to close this karmic cycle. This is the number of spiritual completion. The interference ends here. A tug in your soul was not imagination. That moment you woke up at 3:33 a.m. with your heart racing and the room heavy with silence, that was not random. The universe has been whispering to you. Heaven has been warning you. And the signs have been everywhere. You didn't overlook them. You just didn't know they were part of a divine conversation. But now, as the veil lifts, the messages will become unmistakable. This is your spiritual confirmation. You have seen them. The repeating numbers. 111 when you asked for guidance. 333 during moments of intense emotion. 555 right before change hit. These weren't coincidences. These were alarms. Sacred echoes from the angelic realm to alert your soul that something around you was misaligned. You may have noticed certain names popping up, people you hadn't thought of in years showing up in conversation or social media. You may have dropped objects that held sentimental value, or witnessed strange things like lights flickering, phones glitching, or doors creaking open without cause. That was not fear. That was frequency. The divine hath been speaking in symbols. Have you dreamt of snakes? Water flooding uncontrollably? Fire burning objects with no smoke? Have you seen birds circling, black feathers on the ground, or butterflies landing near you and staring as if they recognize you? All of these are codes. The snake does not always represent danger. Sometimes it represents exposure. The flood is not chaos, it is cleansing. The fire, it is the heavenly altar, purifying your path. You weren't just dreaming. You were being visited. You were being shown, warned, and awakened. Your body has also been responding. You felt sudden exhaustion after seeing a certain person or speaking their name. You felt burning in your palms, tightness in your back, a heavy pull in your gut. You had moments of dizziness or brief nausea in calm settings. That was not just stress. That was energy. Your spirit was trying to protect you from deception your eyes had not yet fully seen. The weight was not just emotional, it was spiritual warfare. You were in a battle and didn't even realize it. What now you do? Animals have crossed your path to speak what words could not. A cat staring for too long. A bird tapping at your window. A dragonfly following you through space. A sudden silence when you enter a room. Nature responds to shifts in energy. And you, child of light, have been walking through a realm where heaven and earth are working in unison to warn, shield, and elevate you. And yes, the signs were always there. That object you kept losing, the gift that suddenly broke, the plant that withered in a room where someone frequently visited, they all held clues. Energy leaves fingerprints. Vibration marks territory. And you have been living among traces of interference for too long. Now, you are not just sensing it, you are seeing it. You are no longer spiritually blind. You are spiritually awakened. The divine did not let the signs come all at once because you weren't ready. But now you are. Now you are strong enough to see what your younger self would have ignored. The signs were staggered not to confuse you, but to prepare you. Every number, every dream, every shift in your body, it was calibration. It was alignment. You were not being ignored. You were being educated by the spirit realm. I, Archangel Michael, declare this to you now. Everything you felt, everything you've seen, everything you've dismissed, it was real. You are not cursed. You are not imagining things. You are being prepared for elevation, and heaven has ensured that you do not walk forward blind. From this point on, you will trust your gifts. From this moment forward, you will recognize the signs and honor them as sacred. This wasn't coincidence. It was confirmation. Type 333 in the comments to align yourself with divine clarity. The signs are not random. They are your roadmap. Trust the voice behind the veil. The time for shadows has ended. The mask that once protected the deceiver is beginning to unravel. The spirit that once moved subtly, hidden behind false affection and emotional manipulation, can no longer remain concealed. The light has entered the room. The vibration has shifted. And when divine light shines, no mask can hold its shape. No lie can maintain its power. I speak to you now as Archangel Michael. The revealing has begun. The truth is not coming. It is already rising. Like heat through soil, like dawn through night, it is already in motion. The person you felt unsure about, the one whose words made sense, but whose energy confused your soul, they are about to be exposed, not by your hands, but by their own. Heaven has orchestrated a moment, a divine slip, a spiritual confession, a moment of weakness, and in that moment, their actions will reveal what their words never could. You won't have to confront them. You won't have to force clarity. The truth will come walking toward you on its own. It may come as an overheard conversation, a message left visible, a contradiction in their story. It may arrive as a dream so vivid, you wake up shaking. Or it may be a divine accident, a moment where something they say doesn't match what they once said, and you realize, this is the moment. This is the exposure. The mask is falling, not because you pulled it off, but because heaven no longer permits them to wear it. The energy cannot hold its disguise anymore. The vibration of truth is too high now. Do not interfere. Do not chase the outcome. You are not called to play detective. You are called to remain in alignment. The angels are already moving. The scales are already tipping. Divine justice is not loud, but it is precise. It moves in silence, and then, all at once. The reason you are being told this now is because your heart must be prepared. You will see what you once doubted. You will hear what you once ignored, and you will know, heaven told me this would happen. Do not be shocked when the exposure comes from someone you never expected. Sometimes, the ones who cheer you on are only clapping because they think you'll never pass them. Sometimes, the ones who stand close are not there to protect you. They are there to monitor you. And when they feel you slipping from their grasp, the true face appears. But do not fear the unveiling. The unmasking is not loss. It is liberation. You are being freed from an emotional illusion that was built to bind your spirit. The shift may feel uncomfortable at first. You may feel sadness, disappointment, even rage. But I tell you now, these emotions are sacred. They are the final purging of the energy you no longer need. Allow them to pass through you. Do not cling to the image of who you thought they were. That image was part of the illusion. Release it. Let it fall with the mask. You are being upgraded, and some spirits cannot survive the altitude of your next season. Heaven is not asking you to fight for truth. Heaven is revealing it for you. What is done in darkness must be shouted from the rooftops, and though you may not shout, the universe will. Divine exposure is not just about justice, it is about alignment. You cannot walk into divine fullness with counterfeit alliances attached to your back. So this unmasking is not just protection, it is preparation. You are being prepared for something greater, and truth must precede elevation. Let them show you who they are. Let their actions testify. And when the mask drops, do not pick it up. Do not help them reattach it. Do not cover for them with excuses. When someone shows you their spirit, believe it. You are no longer spiritually asleep. You are wide awake. You are shielded. You are seen. And now, you are being shown. The mask is falling. Let it fall. Type 444 in the comments to stand in divine protection and truth. You are aligned with the light. You are guarded by the throne. Let truth reign. You have lost more than words can explain. And not all of it was physical. Not all of it was visible. But heaven saw every tear you refused to shed, every dream you delayed, every plan you tucked into silence because the energy around you made you question your own worth. You have waited, prayed, and pressed forward in an atmosphere that was not fully supportive, and that delay, that inner pause, did not go unnoticed. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak now to what was stolen from you in silence. Let me affirm this. Your blessings were not destroyed, they were postponed. Not by heaven's design, but by energetic interference. There were moments you were supposed to be celebrated, but you were met with silence. Doors that should have opened faster, they hesitated. Projects that should have flowed easily became entangled in confusion. You second-guessed yourself. You reduced your light to make others comfortable. You moved cautiously, not because you were afraid of failure, but because you could feel envy breathing down your neck. What was taken from you wasn't always tangible. It was your time, your confidence, your peace. But I declare to you now, heaven is restoring it all. You have paid a spiritual tax for someone else's deception. They smiled while you struggled, knowing their presence was draining your direction. They whispered seeds of doubt and then watched them bloom into hesitation. But heaven kept rigging, not of your wounds, but of your resilience. You were not weak. You were obedient. You stayed kind. You stayed available. You offered grace to a spirit that deserved release. And now, that grace is returning to you multiplied. This delay wasn't punishment. It was protection. Had you received the fullness of your blessing with that energy still near you, it would have crumbled under weight not meant for you to carry. The divine paused your breakthrough, not to torment you, but to preserve you. You didn't lose what was yours. It was being hidden, held in divine custody, while the interference was being exposed. Now that the light has come, the release has begun. And with that release comes acceleration. You are going to feel a shift, not just emotionally, but energetically. Time will move differently. Opportunities that were once blocked will begin to flow with ease. The people who once ignored you will suddenly need your voice. The clarity that once seemed far away will settle right into your bones. You are being compensated, not just with blessings, but with restoration. You are being returned to yourself, the most powerful version of you, the clear, unshaken, fully activated you. What you thought was lost was never taken. It was redirected. The relationship that failed, divine redirection. The opportunity that slipped away, divine shield. The closed door you cried over, it was guarded by angels who knew what was hiding on the other side. You were not abandoned, you were rerouted. You were never forsaken. You were being fitted for a crown that required a purging of all impostors from your court. And so now, the shift begins. The reward is not only in what you receive, but in what you no longer tolerate. Your discernment has increased. Your peace has deepened. You are not who you were before the delay, and that is the true miracle. You have been refined. You have been tested. And now, you are being trusted with more. The very areas of delay will now become portals of divine acceleration. What once took you months to understand will now unfold in moments. This is not just recovery. This is holy reversal. And I, Archangel Michael, am standing guard over this transition. No more interference. No more inner warfare. No more stolen time. Heaven has spoken. The tide has turned. Type 888 in the comments to activate divine restoration and accelerated return. The delay is over. The promise is being released. The breakthrough has already begun. Not in noise, but in stillness. Not in a crowd, but in your core. A shift you've been praying for, waiting on, crying out to heaven for. It did not come with fanfare. It came quietly. It entered your space like a breath you didn't notice at first. It stirred the air in your room, pressed against your chest, and suddenly, you exhaled differently. That was not relief. That was release. The war has broken. The weight has lifted. The shift is sacred. I, Archangel Michael, stand now at the gates of your new atmosphere, and I speak this truth. What bound you yesterday has no access to your spirit today. The energy that hovered over you, the sabotage, the confusion, the constant second-guessing, it hath been severed. You may not feel it all at once, but soon you will begin to notice what's missing. The overthinking will fade. The tension in your shoulders will dissolve. You will hear your own inner voice again, clearly, cleanly, powerfully. That is what spiritual breakthrough sounds like. That is what liberation feels like. Don't be surprised if the one who caused the interference goes silent now. Do not fear their silence. It is confirmation. Some presences vanish not because they've changed, but because they've been spiritually disarmed. The energy they once used to influence you no longer functions. They sense it. They feel it. They may retreat. Let them. Don't chase the silence. Don't fill the gap. That space is holy now. It has been cleared by divine fire, and heaven will not allow that interference to re-enter. You may feel disoriented at first. When spiritual warfare ceases, the soul sometimes trembles, unsure whether to rest or keep running. But I tell you now, you are safe. The danger is over. You are not hiding anymore. You are in healing. You are not surviving anymore. You are ascending. What once felt like a battlefield will now feel like a sanctuary. Don't rush the transition. Breathe through it. This is sacred ground. You are walking in peace that has been fought for in realms unseen. This shift is not temporary. It is not emotional. It is energetic. It is spiritual. And because of that, it cannot be reversed by human hands. What God has opened, no one can shut. What the angels have cleared, no one can clutter again. You have crossed a line in the spirit that you cannot uncross. This is your emergence. This is your holy alignment. And nothing born of manipulation can survive in this atmosphere. You will begin to move differently. Speak with more authority. Make decisions with more clarity. The fog is gone. The confusion is ending. You are no longer navigating through the projections of someone else's fear. You are being guided solely by divine light. Your path is being illuminated step by step, not rushed but revealed. You will no longer need to force open doors. The right ones will respond to your presence without resistance. This is what energetic breakthrough looks like. Doors open because you are in alignment, not because you are exhausted. You will cry, not from pain, but from the realization that you are free. You will feel emotions rise and leave your body. Let them. At trembling, at weeping, at sudden burst of joy or unexpected stillness. It is all part of your spiritual recalibration. Your nervous system is learning what peace feels like without false attachments. Your spirit is rediscovering its native frequency, and it is powerful. It is royal. It is divine. This shift won't be loud. It will be sacred. And that sacredness will walk with you now, into every room, into every decision, into every connection. People may not understand why you've changed. Let them wonder. You're no longer explaining your breakthrough to energies that were never meant to be part of your healing. You are no longer available for manipulation. You are no longer accessible to confusion. You are aligned. You are clear. You are free. Type 000 in the comments to claim the energetic reset. 0 is the number of divine cycles. The old has ended. The new has begun. You are cleansed. You are charged. You are chosen. Even after the breakthrough, there comes one final test. A final knock at the door from the energy that once bound you. It may come softly, wrapped in apology or nostalgia. It may wear a new tone, offer peace, extend an olive branch. But I tell you now, this is not reconciliation. It is recognition. Recognition that you've shifted, that they've lost access to your spirit, and that their only path back in is through your memory, not your discernment. I am Archangel Michael, and I say this with sacred urgency. Do not re-engage. The presence you've been freed from is sensing the gap. They may not even understand it consciously, but spiritually they feel the cord hath been cut. They feel the warmth of your energy no longer flowing in their direction. And when that happens, the old interference will always attempt to return. Not because they love you, but because they miss the control, the attention, the energetic access. But access denied is your new standard. You may receive a message, a sudden call, a chance encounter. It will sound peaceful. They'll say, "Let's catch up," or "I've been thinking about you." But listen not to the words. Listen to the energy. Watch your body's reaction. Does your stomach twist? Does your chest tighten? Does your heart whisper, "This doesn't feel clean"? That's the test. That's the discernment. That is your spirit telling you. This is not healing, it's bait. They will offer peace, but it's poisoned. They will say they've changed, but their spirit hasn't. They will mimic vulnerability, but it's rehearsed. This is the performance of the saboteur, and it is the final act before heaven seals your promotion. Because true liberation isn't just about release, it's about resistance. It's about saying no to the familiar voices that once weakened you. It's about choosing alignment over attachment, freedom over familiarity. Do not entertain the final test for the sake of closure. You've already received your closure in the clarity. You do not need another conversation. You do not need to prove your growth. This is not the time to revisit the past. It is the time to guard the threshold. The saboteur's energy may be sweet this time. It may seem softer, quieter, more apologetic. But don't be fooled. Softness does not equal sincerity. Quietness does not equal purity. If they have truly changed, they will respect your silence. If they have truly healed, they will not need to reattach to your energy to validate it. Remember, the final test does not arrive to harm you. It arrives to confirm you. It is the evidence that your energy has shifted so powerfully. The interference is now desperate. But desperation is not divine, and nostalgia is not prophecy. So do not allow your lonely moments to open the door to polluted spirits. You are not who you were when they first entered. You are wiser now. You are spiritually sharper. You are no longer flattered by attention. You are grounded in truth. This test may also arrive internally, in your own thoughts. You may romanticize the past, miss the familiarity, question your own decision. That, too, is part of the final hook. Emotional memory will try to soften the red flags. But I am here, standing as your defender, to remind you, you left for a reason. You grew for a reason. You survived for a reason. Do not allow a temporary emotion to compromise an eternal elevation. You are steps away from full liberation. The soul that once clung to you will now be tested by your boundaries. Stand firm. Be gracious, but be guarded. You don't owe access to anyone who once fed off your confusion. You don't owe trust to those who weaponized your vulnerability. You owe yourself peace. You owe yourself protection. You owe yourself the honor of staying free. The final test will come, but you are ready. You will not be deceived again. You will not be pulled backward. The bait will not work. The mask will not charm you. The silence will not break you. You are untouchable in the spirit now. And I, Archangel Michael, will stand between you and the old cycle like a wall of flame. The test will come, and you will pass. Type 1212 in the comments to affirm your final break from the past. The test is coming, but so is your testimony. You will not go back. You will go higher. It is finished. The mask has fallen. The truth has risen. The interference has been broken. What once held you hostage in confusion, fear, and false loyalty has been exposed by the light of heaven. This is your divine conclusion, not of your story, but of the cycle. You are no longer entangled. You are no longer available to the energies that once robbed you of clarity. You are standing now in the full authority of heaven's timing. Let it be declared, the delay was divine. The exposure was mercy. The shift was protection. You didn't lose anything. You were being preserved. You didn't fail. You were being positioned. And now, with the final test behind you, the path is clear. The way is open. You are stepping into a new vibration of spiritual confidence and emotional sovereignty. You are no longer wondering, You are knowing. You are no longer searching. You are standing. And heaven rejoices over your return to alignment. So now, speak these words out loud, or within your spirit, as I, Archangel Michael, seal this message over you with holy fire. I am no longer bound by hidden energy. I am aligned with heaven's order. I receive divine truth with open eyes and a guarded heart. The mask has fallen. The interference has ended. The path is clear. I walk in protection. I walk in power. I walk in peace. Let the heavens bear witness. Your cycle is broken. Light within you has increased. The angelic shield around you has been reinforced. And from this moment on, no weapon formed against you shall succeed. You are not just free. You are fortified. You are not just delivered. You are crowned. This is not the end. This is your emergence. Rise. 555 in the comments to declare your full restoration and shift into divine alignment. Let this sacred number anchor your freedom. You are seen. You are sealed. You are sent.